At 2 in the morning, Jim, 68, wakes with his calf locked in pain. He rubs, he shifts, but the cramp won't let go. Across town, Mary, 72, forgets the name of her neighbor's daughter again. She laughs it off, but later worries quietly. And then there's Robert, 75, sitting in his chair, suddenly aware of his heart skipping and fluttering, like a bird against a window. These aren't dramatic hospital stories. They're quiet signals, often brushed aside as just getting older. But more often than you think, they whisper something different, silent gaps in nutrition. Here's the early clue. Magnesium, one of the most vital minerals, slips below target for over half of adults past 60, according to NIH data in 2023. And magnesium is only the beginning. When just 3 key nutrients are missing day after day, the body starts sending signals in cramps, slips of memory, and shaky rhythms. The truth is, these gaps don't appear overnight. They build silently year by year. And the good news? They can be corrected, if you know where to look. So what's really happening inside the body when Jim's cramps strike, when Mary's memory slips, or when Robert feels that flutter? It isn't just age itself. It's how age changes the way we handle nutrition. Think of digestion like a conveyor belt. In youth, it runs smoothly. Every vitamin and mineral is picked up, sorted, and delivered where it belongs. After 60, that belt slows down. Stomach acid is weaker, digestive enzymes are fewer, and absorption surfaces in the gut shrink. The result? Even when you eat the same foods you always have, less of their nutrition reaches your cells. Magnesium struggles to cross over. Vitamin B12 often gets blocked entirely by reduced stomach acid or by common medications like acid reducers. Omega-3 fats? They depend on bile for absorption, but bile flow also weakens with age. One by one, silent gaps form. And it's not just absorption. Appetite shifts, taste changes, and smaller meals mean you may not even eat enough of the foods richest in these nutrients. Add in modern diets heavy on refined grains and processed snacks, and the odds stack up against seniors. That's why fatigue, cramps, and memory slips creep in so commonly, not as random misfortunes, but as the body's way of flagging, I'm running short. The hidden story isn't about weakness or decline. It's about supply and demand. Your body still demands these nutrients, but age makes supply less steady. Understanding that gap is a first step to closing it, safely, effectively, and without guesswork. Now, here's where many seniors take a wrong turn. After all, once you notice the cramps, the memory slips or the low energy, it's natural to reach for the quickest solution. But some of those solutions actually make the gap worse. Mistake number 1, reaching for a cheap multivitamin. Not all multivitamins are created equal. Many low-cost brands still use forms like cyanocobalamin for B12, which is harder for older adults to absorb. So even if you're swallowing the pill daily, your cells may stay hungry. A study from Harvard in 2021 noted that bioavailability, how much your body actually takes in, varies widely between formulas. That means the labeled dose doesn't guarantee results. Mistake number 2, relying on balanced diet myths. Doctors often say, just eat balanced meals. But if your digestion is weaker or your appetite smaller, balance on the plate doesn't always mean balance in the bloodstream. Seniors who think, I eat my veggies, so I must be fine, may still fall short on magnesium or omega-3s. NIH surveys in 2023 showed that even among healthy eaters over 65, more than half had at least one nutrient deficiency. Mistake number 3, blaming every symptom on age. This is the quietest mistake of all. When cramps, fatigue, or fluttering heartbeat arrive, it feels easy to shrug and say, just aging. But the danger is that you stop looking for correctable causes. That delay lets gaps widen over years until recovery takes much longer. The truth is, missing nutrients don't always scream. They whisper. And if you mistake those whispers for normal aging, you miss the chance to restore balance before bigger problems arrive. So if the problem isn't simply getting older, what does your body actually need? The answer isn't a shelf full of pills, and it's not about chasing miracle cures. It's about recognizing 3 essential nutrients that quietly run low for millions of older adults. Nutrients that control how your muscles relax, how your brain signals, and how your heart keeps its rhythm steady. Think of your body like a home with hidden wiring. When the wiring is strong, the lights stay bright. When certain wires were thin, the lamps flicker. Not because the house is falling apart, but because the current can't flow as it should. Nutrients are that current. They don't work in isolation. They carry signals, unlock energy, and keep systems in sync. Here's the key. Restoring balance doesn't require exotic superfoods or hard-to-find supplements. It often comes down to everyday foods, chosen and combined with intention, so that absorption improves and gaps close naturally. And when food is enough, safe forms of supplements, used with care and guidance, can fill in without overwhelming your system. But not all nutrients carry the same weight. Research published in 2023 by the National Institutes of Health found that 3 specific ones, magnesium, vitamin B12, and omega-3 fatty acids, stand out as most commonly missed by adults over 60. More importantly, each one connects directly to the very symptoms many seniors notice but dismiss: cramps, memory slips, and heart rhythm changes. So let's walk through them together. To make this clear and easy, we'll count down, starting with the nutrient most often forgotten, yet most closely tied to those midnight cramps you may already know too well. Imagine lying in bed, and your calf suddenly locks into a painful cramp. For many seniors, this is not just an annoyance. It is a nightly interruption. One quiet reason behind these cramps is low magnesium. Think of magnesium as a mineral that tells your muscles when it is safe to let go. Without enough, they hold on too tightly, leading to those sharp spasms. Studies from the National Institutes of Health in 2021 found that nearly 60% of older adults fall below recommended magnesium intake. That matters because magnesium is also tied to calmer sleep and steadier energy. A cup of cooked spinach delivers about 150 milligrams. A small handful of almonds adds another 80. Together, that is almost half of the daily target of 320 to 420 milligrams. For those who struggle with chewing nuts, soft food swaps like oatmeal with ground flaxseed or blended smoothies with banana and yogurt provide magnesium in an easier form. People with kidney disease should be cautious, since excess magnesium can build up. If that is your case, speak with your doctor before adding supplements. Picture a simple plate: sautéed greens, a baked potato, and a sprinkle of seeds. That is magnesium working quietly in your favor. And as your body thanks you, let's step down to number 2. Picture a senior who keeps misplacing his glasses. At first, it feels like harmless forgetfulness. But as weeks pass, the slips add up. That is often a quiet sign of low vitamin B12. Think of B12 as a nutrient that feeds your brain's wiring. Without enough, the messages between cells slow down. And when those wires fray, memory, balance, and even mood can stumble. Research from Harvard Health in 2022 found that nearly 1 in 5 older adults has low B12. The daily target is only 2.4 micrograms. That can come from 1 cup of fortified soy milk, or a small portion of chicken or salmon. But here's a question for you. Have you noticed your memory slips getting worse lately? That could be your body whispering for more support. A soft omelet with cheese can deliver B12 in a form that is easy to chew. For plant-based seniors, fortified oats with soy milk do the job. Just keep in mind, acid-reducing medicines like PPIs can lower absorption, and high folic acid intake may mask a true B12 shortage. Your eating snapshot could be a simple bowl of fortified oats in the morning or a small omelet at lunch. Both give your brain the spark it craves. And remember, as you fuel your nerves with B12, you are not just filling a gap. You are protecting the very signals that let you stay sharp. Now, we reach the final nutrient, number 1. Now we arrive at number 1. The most overlooked offender of the aging heart and brain, omega-3 fatty acids. Picture a senior named John. He felt his heart flutter at night, like a skipped beat. Tests showed nothing dangerous, but his doctor found his diet lacked omega-3s. Within weeks of adding them, the rhythm of his nights calmed. Think of omega-3s as the oil that keeps your body's gears turning smoothly. They cushion your blood vessels, calm inflammation, and even support the brain's memory centers. Without them, those gears grind, and both heart and mind may stumble. The American Heart Association in 2023 confirmed that just 2 servings of fatty fish a week, about 3 ounces each, can lower heart risks in older adults. If fish feels out of reach, ground flaxseed or chia can be stirred into oatmeal for a plant-based path. For those who struggle with chewing, soft salmon cakes, or a spoonful of flax oil are gentle options. Too much supplement form, however, may thin the blood, especially if you're already on anticoagulants. That is why balance matters, not excess. A simple snapshot might be baked salmon once a week, sardines on whole grain toast another night, or a swirl of chia in your morning oats. So let me ask you, have you given your heart and brain this weekly fuel? Because when omega-3s are steady, your energy feels steadier too. And with this final nutrient, our countdown closes. Now that you've seen the 3 most common nutrient gaps, magnesium, vitamin B12, and omega-3s, let's step back and look at why these pieces matter so much. Each one speaks directly to how the aging body changes. With magnesium, the story is about muscle and nerve relaxation. Seniors absorb less of it with age, partly because stomach acid and kidney function decline. Without enough, muscles tighten and nighttime cramps become more common. Vitamin B12 is about signaling. As we grow older, the stomach makes less intrinsic factor, a protein that helps pull B12 into the bloodstream. Add in medications like acid reducers, and absorption can fall by up to 40%. That is why even a small gap can affect memory and balance. Omega-3s, meanwhile, are structural. The brain is nearly 60% fat, and these fatty acids form the flexible walls of every nerve cell. Studies from 2023 in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that seniors with higher omega-3 intake have measurably better memory and slower brain shrinkage over time. So it is not magic, and it is not quick fix hype. It is simply giving your body back the tools it already knows how to use. Muscles relax when magnesium is steady. Signals sharpen when B12 flows. And the heart and brain stay more resilient when omega-3s are in place. This is the quiet science of nutrition, and it explains why small, steady changes in what you eat can unlock such noticeable changes in how you feel. So, how do you bring this science into your everyday life? The path is not the same for everyone, and that's why we'll walk through a few different doorways. For the simple eater, the one who prefers easy routines, you might choose one swap at a time. A banana with breakfast for magnesium. A slice of fortified whole grain bread for B12. A tuna pouch once a week for omega-3. Small steps, but when repeated, they rebuild the base. For the careful planner, the one who likes lists and structure, you could build a weekly map. 3 spinach servings across the week, 2 fatty fish meals, and 1 fortified dairy choice daily. Check off as you go, and soon it becomes habit instead of effort. For the supplement taker, the one already using a pill box, your pathway is different. Quality matters more than quantity. Choose B12 in methylcobalamin form, omega-3 from algae oil if you avoid fish, and magnesium citrate for gentler absorption. Always clear each addition with your doctor, especially if you take heart or kidney medications. And for the social cook, the one who eats with family or friends, lean into group meals. Share a salmon dinner. Make a spinach and tofu stir-fry, or bake oatmeal with chia for everyone at the table. Nutrition is easier when it is shared. Whatever your pathway, remember this. The rebuild is not about perfection. It is about steadying the body so cramps, memory slips, or flutters no longer dominate the day. Small choices today shape stronger days ahead. Most seniors can close these gaps with food and steady habits. But there are times when you should not wait. If cramps are waking you nightly and stretching does not calm them, if memory slips are happening more than once a week and feel sharper than normal forgetfulness, or if your heart skips, races, or pounds without warning, these are not just nutrition gaps. They can be red flags. A steady pattern of numbness or tingling in hands and feet can signal severe B12 deficiency, sometimes requiring medical injections. Unexplained weight loss, weakness, or dizziness can point to deeper metabolic issues. And if chest tightness, fainting, or sudden confusion appear, call emergency help immediately. It is also important to watch the medicines you already take. Acid blockers can worsen B12 loss. Diuretics can lower magnesium. Blood thinners can interact with fish oil supplements. If you are using any of these drugs, your doctor should guide what is safe. Quiet flags do not mean panic. They mean paying attention. When nutrition gaps turn loud, do cramps that won't let you sleep, memory slips that scare your family, or heartbeats that feel out of rhythm, partner with your healthcare provider. The earlier you check, the easier it is to steady things before they grow more serious. Today you've learned how 3 often missed nutrients, magnesium, vitamin B12, and omega-3s, quietly shape the way you feel each day. Magnesium helps muscles release, so night cramps ease. B12 restores nerve signals so memory and balance feel steadier. Omega-3s strengthen the heart and protect the brain's wiring. The good news is that none of these require a radical overhaul. A handful of spinach, a cup of fortified milk, or a serving of salmon can start the repair. For those who prefer supplements, quality matters. Methylcobalamin for B12, algae oil for omega-3s, if you avoid fish, and magnesium citrate for gentle absorption. But remember, always clear changes with your doctor, especially if you take regular medications. Your next step is simple. Pick one pathway that fits your lifestyle. Maybe it's adding 1 magnesium-rich food to breakfast. Maybe it's planning 2 fish meals a week. Or maybe it's scheduling a blood test to check your levels. Choose one and start today. And if someone you love is also waking at night with cramps, forgetting little things more often, or feeling their heartbeat flutter, share this video with them. Nutrition is easier when we rebuild together. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll uncover another silent factor that holds seniors back from steady energy. Until then, take one small step, listen to your body, and give it the tools it needs to age with strength and calm. This video is for education only, not medical advice. Nutrition supports health, but it does not replace diagnosis, treatment, or prescribed medication. Results vary from person to person. Too much magnesium can cause diarrhea. Omega-3s from fish may contain mercury, and supplements can interact with medicines such as blood thinners, acid blockers, or diuretics. If you have kidney, liver, or heart disease, or if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or take daily prescriptions, consult your healthcare provider before making any changes. If you experience chest pain, fainting, sudden confusion, or uncontrolled symptoms, seek emergency care immediately.